Good morning and welcome into Tennessee Titans today. Just in time for some breaking news as Tennessee is signing wide receiver Josh Gordon to the practice squad. We'll break down why the practice squad, what that means, etc. in a little bit. But Josh Gordon, the man, the myth, the legend, is now a member of the Titans organization. This is exactly why you guys subscribe, for breaking news when it happens and everything going on around your Tennessee Titans. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Adam Schefter broke the news this morning, saying the Titans are signing former Chiefs receiver Josh Gordon to their practice. He left out squad, but it was practice squad. Per his agent, Zach Hiller, Z-A-C Hiller, of LAA Sports Entertainment, who said the comeback continues, which it is a bit of a comeback still for Josh Gordon, who is now on another team after bouncing around the league to a certain extent in recent years. He's now a member of the Titans practice squad. He had visited with the Titans on yesterday. I think that was a, how you feeling? What's your physical status? Is everything good there? If that checks out, they were going to sign him to the practice squad. That's the route they've done. Remember, the NFL rules have changed for practice squad additions. You get 3 free promotions from the practice squad to the game day active roster. Then you can help out and maybe be promoted beyond that. So what this allows Tennessee to do is get Josh Gordon up to speed, get him comfortable with the offense, allow him to learn the playbook, and then make him a potential piece longer term of this offense. Feels noteworthy for the role. Josh Gordon at his best at this point in his NFL career as a vertical deep threat. The Titans don't really have one of those guys right now, with Reggie McMath going on injured reserve for at least part of the 2022 campaign. So give me your one-word reaction to this news. Josh Gordon, Tennessee. Smart, bad, awesome, cool. What is it? Let me know in the comment section. One word only to the Josh Gordon to Tennessee news. Here's where things sit on the actual wide receiver depth chart. So again, practice squad, Gordon's not on here. Now, Robert Woods is wide receiver 1. Treylon Burks then is wide receiver 2, and I'm hopeful Burks gets more usage, more reps than maybe what he's had in recent run in the preseason, but I am still convinced he's going to be a good football player for Tennessee. Nick Westbrook-Akina also on the roster. Kyle Phillips is a pure slot receiver, so I think you'll see him utilized in that area. Cody Hollister is the player the Titans promoted, probably from a not so receiver standpoint, more so of a special team standpoint with McMath on IR. Josh Gordon didn't do that much last year for the Chiefs. Had 14 targets, 5 catches, 32 yards, and a score. Since that magical, I think it was 2013 campaign for the Cleveland Browns, he's bounced around. KC, Seattle, New England. 2018, he was really good that year, right? He had 737 yards, 4 scores on 41 catches, that dynamic big play threat that he'd been at parts in his career. But in all honesty, outside of that 2013 campaign, so let's put it this way. From 2014 to 2021, with 4 different teams, Josh Gordon has 1,833 yards. In that 14-game season in 2013 for the Cleveland Browns, when he was an all-pro receiver, he had 1,646 yards. So that 1 year is basically what he's done since then due to a variety of injuries, suspension stuff, and not always being the most trustworthy player in terms of consistency and just being locked in. Now, do you like the move? Y for yes, N for no. This will be our pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Y for yes or N for no. I'm going to acknowledge the reality here that Josh Gordon has not been that great of a football player of late. There haven't been a ton of opportunities outside of that 2018 campaign, which was mostly done with the Patriots. There was some Browns reps in there as well. He hasn't been that impactful. Basically, Josh Gordon has had 1 good year since 2013, and he's now on the wrong side of 30. But it's also a practice squad addition. It's not like you're guaranteeing Josh Gordon is your new number 2 receiver or anything along that side. So yes, I am totally on board with this move. Low risk, some potentially high reward. Worst case, we burnt a practice squad spot for a couple weeks, and that shouldn't really be that big of a concern from that standpoint. So yeah, I'm totally on board adding Josh Gordon. I am going to keep my expectations low. I think a Will Fuller addition might have been better, but Gordon still helps you fill a particular role you don't have right now, that vertical wide receiver, big play threat. That's not Woods' game. That's not Burks' game. It's not really Nick Westbrook-Ikhina's game. That pure, speedy, outside threat. Is Josh Gordon going to ball out this year? I don't know. I think we'll see him on the game day roster at some point, but I'm not going to expect prime Josh Gordon either. If you get 300 yards out of him, it's probably a great practice squad pickup. So with that in mind, make your predictions and be honest with me. How many touchdowns will Josh Gordon have for the Tennessee Titans? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0? Let me know in the comments section. Bonus points if you get it right. Now, if you have not already, I am once again asking you to subscribe to Tennessee Titans Today. We're getting closer to 5,000 subs, but week 1 of the NFL season starts in a week. The first Titans game, we'll just say 10 days, depending on when you watch it, blah, blah, blah. 340 subs away. We're not that far. I think we can get there. Help producer Jack feed his cats. Hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Now, the Tennessee Titans yesterday, which y'all saw because we broke it down for you, they have announced their practice squad. They have 3 receivers on the practice squad right now: Reggie Roberson, Mason Kinsey, and former 4th-rounder Dez Fitzpatrick. The Titans' practice squad numbers are filled. They are already at the 17-man limit. Remember, it's only 16. You get one more because you have an International Player Pathway Program. Guy, I'll call it, because I don't want to say player twice. So somebody's got to be cut off of the practice squad, and carrying 4 receivers is a lot. It would only be 9 healthy receivers in total because you've put a guy on IR, but that's still a pretty high number. I don't really want to cut Kinsey, Roberson, or Fitzpatrick, though, so I don't know who Tennessee will be moving. Maybe you put someone else on IR and promote someone from the practice squad, but the numbers do not align right now in light of the Josh Gordon signing. So keep an eye on another move coming to make room for Josh Gordon. Speaking of moves, we'll mention this since it broke later last night. Racey McMath has been placed on IR. The Titans carried him through the initial active roster cutdown time frame and then put him on IR. What that means is he's not out for the year necessarily, and the plan is for him not to be out for the year. He's going to miss at least 4 weeks. At that point, he can come back of IR, open up that practice window, and then be restored to the active roster. So McMath will miss some time. Don't think he's going to be out for the entire year. To make room for McMath, Cody Hollister added to the active roster. This screams special teams. Got great size at 6'4", 220. He's not a big-time receiver, though, but McMath's main contribution beyond the hopeful breakout years and outside vertical threat was really going to be as a special teamer. So I would keep an eye on Hollister contributing in that area for Tennessee, and then we'll see what Josh Gordon can do for you as an actual receiver who doesn't bring you very much on special teams.